Let's break down the mythology and lore behind the new Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. So, here they are fully explained. Let's get started. First up is Lechonk, the brand new pig Pokemon. This guy is described as being really good at sniffing out food wherever it may be in the ground. He's referred to as a gourmand with an excellent nose. This is inspired specifically, I think, by the real-life fact that pigs are able to sniff out and find truffles, which are basically coveted food, which can only be found in the ground. And these things can fetch a massive price. But thing is, back in the day, they had to actually stop using pigs and start using dogs instead because of the fact that pigs would actually start eating the truffles, losing these farmers a lot of their value that they were trying to make. So I think that's what one of the bases is for this little guy. However, things don't end just here. We have more information, which is the main inspiration behind this little piggy, which is the Iberian black pigs, which are a traditional breed of domesticated pigs that are native to the Iberian Peninsula, which includes Spain and Portugal. So this seems to be the main thing that these piggies are based on, and of course also the producers of Porco Preto meat, which comes from these black pigs. And this fits because the whole trailer has a zone that is seemingly based on the real-world location of Alentejo in Portugal, which is an area that looks very similar to what we've seen in the trailers. As for the name of Lechonk, the lechon part is actually in Spanish the word for small pig or little pig, which fits perfectly. So yeah, lechon just means little piggy or little pig. And then, of course, they added chonk in the name because it just looks chunky, so it makes sense and it makes the name more funny. Its Japanese name is Guruton, which is Japanese for glutton, which fits, again, with its eating habit because it is a gluttonous Pokemon. It wants to eat all the time, and that's why it's non-stop enjoying just sleeping. Which leads perfectly into another new Pokemon, that being SOMALIV, which is an obviously olive-based Pokemon. But that's not just that. The Alentejo region in Portugal is also famous for their olive production, which again fits well in here once more. To add to this, we also have the fact that the name of SOMALIV literally comes from the word small and the word olive just being matched together, fitting perfectly to this cute little guy. And of course, his concept and design are based on olives themselves, which are highly popular within the Iberian Peninsula. It's typed as normal and grass type, perhaps because olive oil is more healthy of an option in general in terms of oil. And with this guy though, he has a bitter oil coming out from his head, which does also fit with olives as they can be quite bitter and practically unedible if they are unripe. Another interesting fact is that SOMALIV actually has the ability Early Bird, which is a little hint towards the idea of olive branches being extended to someone, as you might know of the white dove and the olive branch. So this is possibly what they're hinting at with that. Palmy is next, and it's sort of the most difficult to give more context to. It is an electric little hamster based on the European hamster, possibly, which is a wild hamster that looks quite similar to a mouse. It also uses its thick fur, apparently, to store electricity and then discharges it through the kind of like paws that it has, the forepaws. Its name uses actually the words paw in it, which is of course from a body part in certain animals, and me, which is just, well, me in Spanish as well, but with M-I instead of M-E. But yeah, this one is a bit more ambiguous, and I'm not really 100% sure what it's based on. One ID comes from Lindsay Sensei, who thinks it could be based on Learo or an orchard mouse, which is a rodent endemic to most of Europe, but these guys are super common in Portugal, and they fit the theme perfectly here. Another version, which exists, is also this one, by Kurage Mafuyu, who says it could possibly be based on a groundhog, as can be confirmed from the Japanese name, which pretty much gives us the word groundhog in it. So I think we can pretty much confirm that this guy is based on a groundhog in particular. And also he looks floofy, just like a groundhog. And finally, we have the legendaries. We start with Scarlet's one, which is named Koraidon, which has the word raid already in it, or ride in it. And of course that's for riding, which fits again with the Pokemon's design, which features wheels on the front of its body and a seat on the back of its body, because we will most likely be able to ride them in the games. The Korai part of the name derives from the Japanese word for ancient and past, meaning that this is an ancient and past version of this Pokemon. The rest of its design is based on a cockatrice, which is a mythical beast. It is a two-legged dragon wyvern or serpent-like creature with a rooster's head. Now originally I think this one is from Greek mythology, but it fits perfectly here with this design, but also could have an influence from the Rooster of Barcelos, which is a super famous historical and mythological creature that is celebrated in Portugal, which is black colored of a rooster. But that said, I do have to say that the dead rooster does fit in with, like, you know, being from the past and all that, but I think that the cockatrice design is most visible in this one right here, especially with the hair and the head shape. You can clearly see that it looks far more like a cockatrice, and they also have influences of lizards in their designs, which do fit with their previous Pokemon that they were hinted through, which were most likely Toxtricities back in Sword and Shield. But if you look at these guys, I think that cockatrice is definitely what this guy was based on. Next we have, of course, MIRAIDON, the other legendary from Pokemon Violet, whose name also has ride in it. And again, this fits perfectly with the thought that we are going to be able to ride these Pokemon, because this one has literally jet engines which fit with the riding theme. Now, the ride part does fit in well, but we also have the Mirai part, which comes from the Japanese word for future. Once again, fits into the theme of future and past. And the design is far more futuristic looking if you actually take a look at it. Still having a similar concept going for it like the other one, but this one has more of, how would you almost say, like really just futuristic, more technology type of design going for it. Koraidon and even its name point towards it being like that. I mean, you can look at it, it has pixelated eyes, jet engines on its back legs. It just seems like the perfect Pokemon to be a future Pokemon and fit that theme, while on the other hand, its counterpart, Koraidon, fits the perfect theme for a past Pokemon. So those were the Pokemon explanations, but there is also something interesting to mention about, specifically in this case, the brand new professors. Now, the first professor is a female one from Pokemon Scarlet. Her name is Sada, which specifically fits in with the word pasado or pasada, which is basically past. And not just that, if you look at her design, she has almost feral, kind of ancient outfit on. Like, if you look at her bra and like I don't even know, shorts, they really have it. Even there's a bunch of bones on her design. She even has literally vampire teeth. Like, her whole design just screams like she's a feral character. But on the other hand, her counterpart literally has the word Turo in his name, which specifically comes from the Spanish word futuro, which means future, which again fits perfectly with Violet, because that's the game with the future legendary, the future theme, and even the outfit that he's wearing looks more futuristic, more high-tech. He's giving me a little bit of like Fantastic Four vibes here, or even a little bit of like Tony Stark, Iron Man vibes. I don't know about you guys. Personally, I see it. Nonetheless, there is a clear theme in these games that is between past and future. How that's going to play into the gameplay, we do not know yet. That will probably be explained down the line, but it's obvious that they're using that as a big basis for these games. Also, we do know that the legendaries most likely will be rideable based on all the information we've been handed so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. Which of these Pokemon is your favorite so far? Which of the legendaries are you getting? And just generally, are you excited for these games? Let me know, and thank you so much for watching. And are you excited for Pokemon Past and Pokemon Future? Let's see.